Hello! It's been a while since I did a video, and I don't normally do reaction videos, but this particular thing that happened just kind of made me think, I don't see anybody else doing this angle.
We will be coming to the Independence Square of Ghana on a very sensitive day like the 7th of January to address the youth of this country. A young man by Professor Lumumba coming to Ghana, most especially Julius Malema coming to Ghana, Dr. Arikana coming to Ghana. I think these are the improvements of Africa. Our Ghanaian improvement is gone, but these are the improvements of other countries. Today they are in here to speak to the youth. We get here and we realize that the program is cancelled. We were invited as student leaders of this country. All mother unions of this student of Ghana here were invited. The University Student Association are invited. Member institutions are invited. The National Union of Ghana Students is invited. People have moved from Navrango, people have moved from our student leaders to listen to these great people. We get here and we are told that the program is cancelled. Why? What are they going back home to speak about Africa? I know definitely Lumumba is going to speak on media. We will listen to Lumumba. I am sad. I don't know what is the reason behind, but we are sad. We are bitter. We are pained. It is very sad.
What cue should the African youth take from this?
You see, I don't know. The important thing is that I would have been able to answer this question properly if the forces behind the cancellation of this program was known. I don't know. But I am sad. I don't know the convention that is meant to ignite the voice about what we are interested as student leaders is that it's the people on the flyer. Some people are here who want to listen to Strong Boy. I am here as a young student leader to listen to the powerful speakers of Africa.
Of course.
Let me repeat this again. Ghana Nkrumah is gone. But as young student leaders, we know some Nkrumahs in different countries. Right. Lumumba is a clear example. Julius Malema is a clear example. Stop the program. Why? Who is that behind the stopping of this program?
Ghana should bow down. We as Ghanaians should bow down our heads in shame. All those calling for this, because Nkrumah that we hail is a Pan-Africanist.
Right.
We have the boy center here. It's Pan-Africanism. So now there's a Pan-African movement in Ghana, and the so-called star of West Africa or Africa is now saying that there shouldn't be Africanism. What are they trying to tell us? So we want to see the powers that be saying that there's not going to be Africanism in Africa. This is not about whiteness, this is not about blackness, this is about Africanism. So why are we now fighting the Soviets? It has always been so. Our leaders always want to suppress in order for them to corrupt. There are citizens that they need to corrupt. They don't want them to be educated, they want them to be fooled, they want them to be downtrodden, they don't want them to be smoking as I am, because they might be thinking I'm an activist, I'm trying to change. So that yes, there's a leaders that doesn't want us to climb down. They don't want us to bring us to the table. They are the old men. Look at African leaders. We have people 80 years all over the world or all over Africa who are African leaders. We don't have a youth. So if Malema, who is 42, will be 43 soon, is trying to revolutionize Africa, we should be able to say, yes, this is a start. If Peter Obi is revolutionizing the democracy of Nigeria, the youth should be able to embrace it. So this is what we are all calling for. That this is a harmless program. I think in every aspect of life, there's going to be an obstacle. This is just a harmless obstacle that we have to cross. The youth should not be dismayed. They should not be discouraged by programs being cancelled. They should always understand that yes, there are going to be obstacles placed ahead. Be the powers be. But they should still persevere, because Africanism is a core, and they should do that in order to enhance our life, because we need this. These are some of the things that we need.
So here at Black Star Square, Independence Square, where this event was to be happening with these speakers coming from other parts of Africa, and so many people traveled here from other countries. Youth have traveled from across Ghana to be at this event because they wanted to hear these speakers, these Pan-Africanists speak today. But unfortunately, the event has been canceled. And so they want answers. They want to know why it's been canceled. And they are saying it's Constitution Day, and they're exercising their right to speak, their rights to come to an event like this.
There's
So, as we all know, who are awake in the, let's say, the diaspora in Africa, whoever is awake, we know that the convention that was supposed to have been held in Ghana for the youth by PLO Lumumba, Dr. Arikana, and I don't know if it's a doctor or Obi. That was canceled by the Ghanaian government, like hours before it was supposed to happen. So you've watched all the reactions, you've watched all of that. You have been wondering, people have been speculating, all of this stuff. But the one thing, excuse this creaky chair, the one thing that I don't think people realize is that some things have to happen in order for the next thing to happen. There's a thing called the tipping point. I'm going to read the actual definition of what a tipping point is. And the definition is the point at which a series of small changes or incidents becomes significant enough to cause a larger, more important change. Ghana's had a series of little things that happened, but nothing major has happened yet for it to cause a tipping point. And the another thing has to happen, a major enough thing for them to get to the point where they're like Burkina Faso, like Mali, like, which was the other one? I can't think right now. But they need to get to that point, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen in Ghana, and it has to happen in Kenya, because right now those governments are still puppets to the West. We know this. We know they are puppets. Like, we couldn't even see the strings being pulled. And right now, the Nigerian president is seeing what's going on, and he's going, I better pull up my bootstraps, or else ting, ting, ting gonna happen. And that's Trinidadian for you fill in the blanks. So, in America, the tipping point has already, for the most part, happened with the black people. I believe that George Floyd was one of the biggest tipping points. I mean, there were little ones along the way, but I think George Floyd was like, we done. There are still the sellouts. There are still the ones who skin folk ain't kinfolk. I don't know who that is around me, but I believe that already happened in America, and black people are like, we're out of here. And if you try to put anything on TikTok with stupidness, they are on you like white on rice. Okay. So in Ghana, in quite a few African countries, the tipping point has not happened yet. It has not happened yet, and it needs to happen. So for Ghana, this is one more step in the tipping point. I don't know if it's enough for the country to be like, we are done, but it is very close, because people are having trouble paying their bills and living day to day. And it should not be, because Ghana has gold, Ghana has lithium, I think was the deal that they made with the devil again, so that the devil comes and takes away the percentage of lithium at a stupid pace. So that is another little thing to put Ghana into that tipping point position. So we need to look as a people at that, as opposed to, oh my gosh, how could he cancel the convention? That was a bad thing. I am not condoning it. But when I saw it, I was like, yes, they're getting one step closer to that tipping point. And when I saw the footage of the youth afterwards, they're pretty close. They are pretty close. I saw footage a couple of weeks ago where the youth were saying this lithium deal is not our deal, right? It's not our deal. We have a future, and I'm hearing the youth say things like we are thinking about our future generations, and that is incredible. If the youth are saying that, I'm telling you, it's not far off. So I don't want to say it, but President Nana, you should really be watching yourself at this point in time. You really should be watching yourself real closely at this point in time, because you have done nothing to change the government itself. At least in Nigeria, we saw that the government just fired a woman who was supposed to be the humanitarian minister, and she was found pilfering the money. Nothing has happened in the Ghanaian government except when the youth said they were getting ready to congregate, they had helicopters flying above them, telling them that they better not come to the event. And they said, if you have the money for the helicopters, do something for our lives so that we can actually survive better. So let's look out for things to actually shift now. Things have started shifting so that the Ghanaian youth can rise to the occasion. And it's going to happen in Kenya as well. It's going to happen in Kenya because both of those economies are on the verge of collapse. And when that collapses, then they will now say to the West, we ain't paying you nothing because you guys stole our stuff in the first place. This is our money. These are our resources. And in actuality, you need to pay us money. And when they get to that point, then you'll start to see the shift. Right now, it's still at like the when you put a drop, and then the waterfall will come. A waterfall is started one drop at a time. I've said this in other podcasts and things like that. So watch out for the shift happening now, that the tipping point is almost there, right? Until next time, this is Sambuka. Remember to sprinkle your delicious flavor like these Ghanaian youth will be doing. Sprinkle your flavor wherever you go and make it a sweet one. Bye-bye.